What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ultimate Blurs. It's your boy Recruit Zero.
It's Uncle Charles. What do you do?
And we're here talking about, are we living in a cyberpunk dystopia right now? It feels like it's a little too close to some of these classic sci-fi depictions we've seen.
You use dystopia, I say hellscape.
Hellscape? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Either one, either or.
I mean, well, let's break it down. What we let's set the table for us.
Okay, all right. So if y'all don't know, a dystopia is pretty much a life where there's a whole lot of imbalance. Is high tech, but like the quality of living is not where we'd like it to be.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So it's just like, is that huge dichotomy. We have a lot of inequality, a lot of people's needs not being met, things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just, on the surface, though, is being sold as, oh, this is great. But you really look at it, it's terrible.
Yeah. And for someone who's like, well, give me some examples. Okay, let's see. The Fifth Element.
Blade
Runner, the old one and the new one.
Mm-hmm.
I think Minority Report was kind of like that.
Yeah, The Matrix.
The Matrix was like that. Cyberpunk 2077, if you play the video game, is like that.
Exactly.
Old school Blade Runner was like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure new school Blade Runner is like that.
Yep.
Anything where was Minority Report like that?
I mean, it was kind of dystopia because they were in the whole pre-crime, everything being suppressed by technology type thing.
Even though a feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
A feeling, though it's not, it's dystopian, but it's not like high-tech dystopia.
Right.
Is like RoboCop, like 80s RoboCop.
Yeah. RoboCop. Judge Dredd.
Is
definitely dystopian.
Old and the new one, especially the newer one. Right.
Yeah.
Where they was in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those, kind of set the tone for what we call dystopia. I guess my first question to you would be like, do you feel like we're there?
I definitely think we're there. I mean, we have, it's so many elements of it, even from the seminal works of William Gibson, who pretty much coined the term cyberpunk and set the stage for all of that stuff with like Neuromancer, Snow Crash, those books, things like that. It's just, we have a high level of technical integration, but societal decay. We have corporate power being super ingrained into the fabric of society. And I think if we look around, we are there in some capacity. Obviously, it varies from fiction, but in the realistic application of the term, I think we're there or close.
Yeah, I think the thing that we all are missing is just we're not cyborgs.
Right. We don't have that level of technical sophistication.
We're not, you think Ghost in the Shell was another one that I was thinking of. We're not there, but there are certain things to me that really, really stand out.
Yeah.
One is like the proliferation of ads.
Yeah, and that goes to Blade Runner because they had the neon billboards just blaring at you constantly.
Hyper consumerism.
Yeah.
I think about the beginning when you turn on Cyberpunk 2077. It's like, good morning.
Yeah.
It's another beautiful day in Night City. Right. And I think about it, I'm like, look at what we watch now. Like, look at what gets promoted on TV, right? Like the game shows are wilder, Power Slap.
Yeah.
Mr.
Car
Beast.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, Mr. Beast got people running in houses that are like on fire for bags of money.
Yeah.
Violence. One thing that does come out too in these dystopias is like the level of violence, right?
Side note, talking about that. Running Man, and which is having the remake soon. That was like purely violence. Like we're watching people get killed. Death Race.
Yeah, we love there was a time where like violence was World Star.
Yeah.
World Star, and it was just a fight. Like now we see it. Okay, I'm gonna date myself, but there was like old videos like E-Bombs World and like Five Faces of Death and like snuff like stuff that just randomly kind of found, you don't know how it got there. It's something, I always feel like for me, this might be for you, it's like someone showed it to you. You weren't going to look for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. But now like violence is served up every day. You can see, you can see something getting blown up. You can see somebody getting killed.
Right. You see the conflict in Ukraine. Everybody wearing a GoPro.
Everybody's wearing a GoPro.
People get blown up by drones, all type of stuff.
You know, when rappers were getting murdered, like somehow like the footage gets out.
Right.
You know, a car accident, the footage gets out. You know, you could and like violence, our acceptance of violence, you know, was something that in the shows was in these movies and things was normal. Right. And it was disseminated through like digital, right? And so, you know, I've mentioned this before. This weird feeling if the next time you guys go to a concert, everyone's looking through their phones,
right, and not paying attention,
and not like
themselves
having a good time, right? If you see, you know, we say Gen Z or a very connected millennial, you know, when they're hanging out, they're just looking at the phone,
right?
They're just looking down. That goes to you know, like kind of like what we're talking about,
for sure. Definitely, it's all of that. It's the level of violence that's accepted, even though people are accepting of people. It's so weird because is that, and this is another side note, is that dichotomy. It's like people get more puritanic in like sex and stuff, but like you can see somebody get blown up in a conflict zone, and that's perfectly fine. But like, oh, why is there so much sex on TV? But like, you're literally fine with whole wars being live streamed. Yeah. So that's where that's society.
Yeah, like those Venezuelan boats that got blown. Like that's been on like the news, like
drone cams,
like just wow. And we're just watching it as if, you know, I'm watching Battlefield.
Yeah,
you know, like, or Call of Duty.
So that's part of the dystopia for sure. I think what really signals the dystopian level of our reality, for one major thing, is the overload of tech in our daily life. We have mass surveillance going on with the AI revolution, being expanded to just be, we got Anduril, we got Palantir just signing government contracts to figure out how they can monitor and watch even more.
And this is something we talked about, right? We have so much technology, and I think I said this on a previous episode. I'm like, there's no use for it. Like we have maxed out the technology on the consumer side,
for sure,
of what's important to us. I mean, you have a laptop over there. I have this. This is more MacBook than I need. I need an Air, right?
Yeah.
But even with an Air, I could probably never buy another laptop for it feels like the next 20 years, right? Your Alienware could probably never buy another one for the next, you know, feels like 20. You know, it's this thing where, but now it's like, well, how about this? And how about this? Sure. And then now let's add some glasses onto your headset. Let's add some AI into here. You know, like let's AI everything. Let's do all these things. And so, like, to your point, it's just like we make tech so great, but then also on top of that, like how that feeds into that, right? It's like our tech is so disposable.
Yeah, definitely. Because people can have the iPhone Pro Max 17, barely use it, and then be right in line for the 18.
Be right in line for the 18.
No, it's still functionally the exact same as when you opened it.
And then adding on to the dystopia, right? When you see where all the e-waste goes.
Right.
And then it looks like it does in the movies, right? And you got people inhaling these fumes. You see these rivers with just nothing but chips and processors. And people trying to solder stuff down and going to like, that is the exact same thing you see in those movies.
Exactly.
Happening in real life. The other thing is like the class imbalance.
Yeah, for sure. It's like first world gets the devices. Third world handles all the consequences of the mining, the e-waste. Even though we're all on the same planet, like
even in America, like if we just look at America, right? Like we always talk about like the gap between the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want to just stress it just a little bit differently and say, the narrative that's really happening though is like we don't own anything.
Yeah, that's one of the big sayings. Like you'll own nothing in life.
Yeah, and we rent everything,
and
we subscription everything.
Yeah, even now, cars are having certain features behind paywalls. Yep. Like, bro, why? If I buy a new car, I shouldn't have to pay a subscription for my seats to be heated.
It's Cyberpunk 2077. If you didn't have the right insurance,
right,
and
the
it was
trauma
just levels
to it.
Yeah, the trauma teams, like you dead in the water. I mean, look at I do like having like digital downloads, and I feel like that's a conversation for another day. But when you look at like Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation has their own kind of thing,
PS Plus,
like. Or even like Steam or movies or music, you could be listening to an album and then that album disappears.
Or they edit a track. I've had albums where it was like they change something and then re-upload it to the streaming service.
And you can't.
And the new version is like, for example, with the Clips album, they had a clearance issue, and they released an alternate version for Sophia. Than what we all had heard before. They had to release a whole different version. Then once they got that cleared up, they brought the new one back.
And that old one.
Right, the old one, unless you recorded it off your phone or something. It's nowhere. It doesn't exist. It used
to be a B-side. I find I do go to YouTube for stuff like that.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Right, because
people are quick enough on it now to know, this is something I need to record.
But there's going to be this separation of people who are able to own things.
Yeah, for sure.
And those who just continue to rent things.
I mean, home ownership is going out of reach for most people.
Most people are back to not owning their phones.
Right, because that's just
the most important thing in your pocket. You don't own anymore because prices have jumped up so high, and now everyone is back to we'll give you the phone for free, but you're locked.
Yeah,
for 2
and carriers are willing. I've seen carriers offer plans where it's like we'll pay off this phone for you to get the next one and just get locked in.
But then you can't even get here's an example. Galaxy S25 Ultra came out, right?
Yeah.
Whole line. And I was like, I'd be interested to try a Samsung device, but I would like to try the S24.
Yeah.
Soon as the S25 drops, you can't get an S24 anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Unless you buy it from a third party. A wrap.
But I can't just go and but I'm thinking to myself, I know Best Buy has stock left, right? I'm just using them as But why can't I have the device?
They want you to have that latest and greatest, baby.
And that goes to a further point of we, in a lot of ways, we have lost control.
For sure.
There's 7 with the Magnificent 7, and they run everything.
Yeah, consumerism just wiped it out. Even another example of the digital you're only renting when you think about it, when Concord came out and then they canceled it.
Yeah.
If you had downloaded and bought it, it got wiped from your library.
You remember PT? The Kojima kind of horror game?
Silent Hill thing?
Yeah, but and then there's if you don't have if you got rid of it, you can't download it again, that type of thing. But I was thinking about Alien Earth and even Outer Worlds. 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right? It's the situation where it's the corporations are getting so big that we just have to acquiesce to it.
Yeah. I mean, and we see that across to segue into it. We see that from even consumer side, just their original kind of area of expertise. Now it's bleeding over into politics because we've had Citizen United. They were at the dinner with the inauguration, donating to inaugurations as
and Twitter.
Right. And you're even though it's a person, you're pretty much donating as your company to garner favor. Yeah. And then you have Citizens United, corporations are people, unlimited political donations.
Yeah.
So it's now we're having that spread of technocracy into our politics and everything. And that's pretty much unchecked because money talks.
Yeah. And then there's Cory Doctorow. I might be mispronouncing his last name, but he coined, enshittification, and wrote a book about it. Right. And so I started reading the audio book. I started listening to the audio book, but I'm going to stop so I could read it, right? Because I just enjoy reading.
Yeah.
But he was saying there's 3 levels to how this goes. Right. It's first the company comes out and they're great to their users, right? Like Facebook was great to us in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then they stop being great to us and kind of do us dirty to be great to businesses. Right?
With the ad revenue.
With the ad revenue, then they start making money to business. Then once that starts rolling in, they do the business is dirty to claw back all the value for themselves.
Right.
So everyone's done dirty at this point, right? And we've
except Facebook.
Yeah. And so we see that across the web, right?
Yeah.
Adding to the point of being in a hellscape. Not only do we get all these ads, not only do we not own anything,
right.
Not only are we just being fed what they feel like the algorithm knows all. It feeds. The experience is crappy, right? Which was part of
that's
in
true.
Fifth Element and all this stuff. The tech never worked. It was always crap.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It didn't matter how much tech they had. It was just all how many times do you remember watching some movie and they're banging on the piece of junk, or they're trying to get something to work or the software was down.
Because they always say if you get to use a product for free, you are not the customer.
You're the product.
Yeah, you're the product. Yeah. That's what it came to with Facebook. We never had to pay for Facebook, but they had to make that money somewhere.
Yeah. And which also goes to surveillance, right? When you talk about Palantir.
Yeah.
Yeah, surveillance. You look at London and all these other we play Watch Dogs.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But all these cameras, all this facial recognition, and you not being able to have privacy. I think we gave it up so quickly, that privacy back in the day, because we're what do we care what people know? And now we realize it's too late. It's
too late. It was pretty much done once the Patriot Act happened.
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely it's constant just squeezing of the experience. It gets worse. Yeah. You're already locked in. It's I see people constantly complain I remember when Uber rides cost $5.
Yeah, because it was subsidized by VC money, and that's why your ride was 50 cents.
Right. They were subsidized and they capture their market share, run the competitors out who couldn't afford that, and now you can't go anywhere else.
And then they did you dirty and put businesses in there, and then once they did that, they did you real dirty, and now your ride is $40.
Exactly, and while you're on Uber Eats paying $40 for a cheeseburger, because they know you locked in. You're not going to do nothing else. You lazy now.
Yeah.
So that's the tech overload, and that feeds. Obviously, we mentioned it on multiple episodes, but the rise of AI just feeds into that because every company trying to jam AI into there as a buzzword and hype to kind of gas up their worth. Yeah. So we got to deal with that. We have, digital addiction. Yeah. People wanting to escape through the internet. We got studies on the addiction levels of, the dark patterns of scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram.
And the crazy thing is even if you try to get off, though, it's this thing is built in such a way that either you get back on,
right,
or they just get you on something else.
No, that's true. That's true.
You get off social media, but now you're on Reddit.
Yeah.
You get off Reddit, now you're on YouTube.
Yeah.
You get off YouTube, now you're on Substack.
Right.
You get off Substack, now you're on Patreon.
And they use similar mechanisms because you get off TikTok, then you get on YouTube. There's YouTube Shorts, which is just TikTok.
Yeah, or you get off social media, but you live in Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto Online, DayZ, Valorant. Right. Now you're streaming, and now you're locked in there.
Yeah.
Right? There's no it's a thing where it's also your payments. Right. This is something else that we haven't talked about yet. That's also important. Pulling out money feels like a foreign concept.
Right. Carrying dollar bills,
carrying cash, right? Seems like such an old thing to do.
Right.
As if that wasn't the thing to do less than 5 years ago.
Now some people I know, they don't even carry their cards on them. It's all on their phone.
I see places that are like, we're card only. Yeah. Card or tap, no cash.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't trust tap like that because I'm like, so I still have my cards. But
your cards tap.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, my wallet, I know I will not lose. My phone, that's a possibility.
But I'm just saying, like, these companies are integrating technology.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The control,
to keep it digital.
Yeah, to keep it digital, and then your payments, right? Going back to the surveillance, now your payments are being watched, and they know so much about you. And they know, like, oh, he's gonna buy this. Yeah, give him this, he'll buy that. If we throw this here, like, you could turn personalization off.
Yeah,
right. But the allure is, why not? Like, it's like this catch-22 in a really messed up way of either turn personalization on, so at least the abundance of ads we're gonna send you is at least something you like.
Yeah.
Or turn it off and get a bunch of either way, you're getting a ton of ads.
Yeah,
you can either get some that you like or just a bunch of random stuff that you don't. I look at, like, an example is Apple News.
Yeah.
I loved Apple News in the beginning. I got Apple News Plus.
Yeah.
At one point, no ads in there. If I have to see another grandma, random lady holding up something like this thing in the middle while I'm trying to read an article that I already pay you, that's already, you get enough money a month, like, why are the ads on? You see that with Amazon,
right? That goes back to the inshittification.
Yeah, you used to pay like $8 or $9.
I get ads on Prime, which is ridiculous.
So I got to pay $2 or $3 more. Right now, it separates you. Now you got to pay a little bit more so you can not see the ads.
Yeah,
and
that's a scam.
Yeah,
that's straight finesse.
Dude, super finesse. But what are we gonna do?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That goes into the political control that those companies have now ingrained in the fabric of the society, which leads to the dystopia because we can't. They've captured government. Yeah. They can lobby more than people.
Yeah.
They pretty much have dismantled the Consumer Protection Agency.
Yeah.
Because the little bit that they did was too much for the corporations. It's just like there's no recourse for like normal people at this point.
All those antitrust laws, I mean, not antitrust cases are like, even, they'll probably settle.
Yeah, exactly.
Pay a little money, little slap
and it's
on
just
the wrist.
like, all of that leads to more economic instability and inequality because companies are going to do what they're built to do, which is extract value for shareholders.
And isolation.
Exactly.
Because think about it like this. Back in the day, you could swap between Android and iPhone and any Android phone by just swapping a SIM card. Right?
For sure.
But then they started building in all these platforms, Samsung, Samsung's an Android phone.
Yeah.
Samsung wants you in the Samsung ecosystem. True. They want you to get the laptop and the phone and the buds and the watch.
Yeah.
Google wants you to get the Pixel, the phone, the buds, the watch. Apple wants you to get everything Apple. Yeah. Right? And they make it so seamless, but you can't leave.
Yeah.
And now you have to play by their rules.
That's true.
So,
because I mean, I know plenty of people who are like, you could show them that a Samsung phone and an iPhone have the exact same specs, and they'll be like, but the blue bubble. Okay.
It's because they made everything great within messaging. As a business person, this is genius. Evil genius. I gotta give it Lex Luthor style, like
amazing marketing play to get people that ingrained to the color of the bubbles.
But it's just also so seamless, right? They took advantage of something. Because remember, iPhone at one time before iMessage got integrated, it was just another way to text the same way Google was. No one had we were all just texting.
Right.
Then they introduced that in and locked you in. And now you can't go nowhere. And now if you even wanted to go somewhere, it's like, you could work this thing and it's great. I copy from my phone, put it on my laptop, vice versa. I can answer, I can be on my phone or be on my laptop answering text messages, and it's very, very, very seamless.
Yeah.
But I can't leave.
Yeah,
I could, but it's so hard to leave. Right. And then that's the other part of it about the dystopia is like you can never get out.
Yeah.
Like in the Matrix, it was like you could never get out. And even if you wanted to get out, you didn't want what was on the other side. Right. Which is why Buddy wanted to get back in.
Yeah, Cypher.
Yeah, Cypher was like, I got to get back in because I know this steak ain't a steak. But I want to believe it's a steak.
Yeah, because it's better than what's on the other side.
And so if you want to get away from technology, and I would ask you this, just like if you were to think about where would you go to get away with technology, to get away from it, right? Yeah. Where would you go?
You'd have to go to like the Amazon jungle for that.
Yeah, but there was a time you could.
I mean, yeah, but at this point, it's like this, and we talked about this in our last season, talking to people about crypto. Even with cryptocurrency, where people are like, "Oh, it's decentralized." Let's be serious. If JP Morgan can buy 20 billion of Bitcoin tomorrow and spike the market, it is not decentralized. Somebody controls the market move. So it's not it. Yeah. Like Bitcoin's cool, but let's be serious. Like that's not gonna save us. Yeah. You still need, and at the end of the day, can I go to Walmart with a Bitcoin? No. I have to convert it to cash. Yeah. So it is not digital, a usable currency. Right. Yeah. It's not a usable currency right now. And of course, there's those edge cases where places take Bitcoin, but it's not widespread.
I think part of the reason we love that something being decentralized is because we missed something when we lost open source.
Okay.
When everything was open, right? Yeah. And I remember reading I forgot what book I was reading about it, but it was just like, email is something that's open. Yeah. You can get email anywhere. That's true. The internet and browsers remain open, right? Like, a lot of us used AOL back in the day, but it was just open. Yeah. And that was the thing that made it or kept things on an even keel. Because we as the consumer, we as the people could move or do what we wanted to do. Yeah. But just like in these cyberpunk dystopias, once the corporations took over, it's like, well, you ain't going nowhere. Yeah. You're an Apple man or an Android man. And if you're an Android man, you're a Samsung man or a Pixel man. Right. You can go out here and try to be a Huawei, Oppo, OnePlus person if you want to. Yeah, Motorola, nothing phone person if you want to. Yeah. But over here in America,
the flagship.
Samsung, Apple, you get to. Like even that, right? Like even that's something else we haven't talked about. Or we have, but just in a roundabout way and never come to it. Choice.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't get choice anymore.
It's getting so consolidated now that is like, because that's easier for companies. Yeah. Like they eat up competitors. They keep things moving. The competition good for the customer, bad for companies because there's more places where your money can go. Yeah. So it's like, and there's no really turning back after a company gets acquired unless it's not working and they spin it back off. Yeah. It's gonna stay. Yeah. So it's hard to see a way back out of it once it happens.
What would you say if we were to say like, hey, how do we get out of this? What would you say is what's our way out?
I mean, right now, I feel like it's hard to say, and it sounds kind of corny. I feel like civic engagement's really important.
You got to hit the streets.
But in a number that it actually makes a difference. If you just leave it to certain groups, it's not going to be enough people. Because I think what's the average participation rate for a federal election?
It's really low.
Yeah, it's super low. Yeah. So there's millions of people in this country that do not voice their opinion. Yeah. Which, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, we don't know whether that's good or bad. Because that might tip the scales towards something we don't really want. But in no perfect world, everybody would get out, vote put their voice out there and and then on top of that, education. Yeah. Because as we know, with the rise of AI, people are getting more dumb. Yeah. Because they're offloading that critical thinking to the LLMs. Yeah. So education, civic engagement, I think are super important to try to reverse or at least put some reasonable level of resistance to some of these changes.
Yeah. Where does things like V for Vendetta?
I mean, those are like super landmark kind of visuals and creative ideas. Yeah. I don't know how much that works in real life.
Or The Laughing Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like, how do we get our way out of here? Is one is like, yes, civic engagement is one thing, but it's like, how do we fight back? And I remember like hacker groups. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I know they're still out there. You know, and I know they're doing things. Yeah, you do. But it's almost as if like the thing that they were fighting against, right? Or like what they were, you know, in some instances, what they were standing for. It's almost like the corporations just went full steam ahead and just like through the power of money, just was like everything that you were trying to keep free and, you know, do these things.
And that's the thing. Money always talks. And as it's so insidious of how you get your hands into something to break it down from multiple angles, because if you start making the economy bad, people don't have the energy to fight you because they're trying to survive. And that just becomes a domino effect of, oh, okay, you're trying to focus on survival. We can run through over here with all this money we got.
And it also just, it does feel a little bit like we're in that point where it feels a little hopeless, right? Yeah. Like we're stuck with this crap. Like we're just stuck with crap. Like technology used to be, and this is like some nerds talking. Yeah, technology used to be fun. It used to be like this thing that anything was possible and creativity felt limitless. And now it just feels like crap.
Yeah, because I look back at some like image archives and they'll show like that period of time where everything was like the see-through colored plastic. Yeah. And it was like, that was cool. Now I was just looking at phones. Literally every phone has the same form factor.
It all looks like the iPhone.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it a book. Here in America.
The nothing phone maybe.
But even that has the candy bar shape.
Yeah. It's just the back looks different.
Yeah.
But everything's the glass front. As big of a glass front screen you could have, and that's it. We used to have, you could differentiate by brand. Yeah. You got Nokia, you had Motorola, you had, every company had its own visual design language, and now it's just
I was just watching a video by Mr. Mobile. Mm-hmm. He was talking about the Facebook phone. It's like the HTC Cha-Cha-Cha. Mm-hmm. But when you look at that phone, like it had like a curve. Yeah. It had a keyboard. Like you could see where like they were trying to do something different. Like I remember HTC phones feeling different.
I had an HTC phone. It had like the unibody aluminum.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is cool. Even a sidekick.
I had one of those. I had a sidekick.
I remember having a BlackBerry.
The Razor.
Yeah, the Razor was new design language.
And it was like this experimentation.
Yeah.
But it's also like we hit peak technology and we're just like, this is good enough.
I was like, we know what works. Just do that and sell it.
And why would I change? If I, if you look at it from the place of the company, it's like, well, why would I change? They keep buying it.
Exactly.
I don't need to give them anymore.
And that's what people need to. That's another thing. Consumerism needs to be rejected a little more. Oof. People are willing to continue spending their money on things. They will complain in the line as they tap to pay to buy something they don't like.
Yeah.
Instead of finding an alternative, which is admittedly difficult.
Yeah.
But like nothing's gonna change. It's like when people do a protest by burning a jersey. It's like you already paid your money.
Yeah, they got the
so
money.
I don't care what you say afterwards. I have your money.
It's a symbol.
Yeah, like okay, burn the jersey. Yeah. You'll be back in the NFL shop buying another one in a few months because you already bought it. Yeah. I don't care what you have to say after the purchase.
That is the thing that, you know, as we land our plane, that's the thing that yeah, like really would be the end of all of this if we just stopped buying.
Right. And I mean, seeing how the economy is going, that might be happening just involuntarily.
Yeah, here we go. But it's true. Like, we need to keep our things.
Yeah.
We need to keep our phones for as long as we can. We need to keep our laptops for as long as we can. We need to keep stuff for as long as we can. Our PlayStations for as long as we can. So they stop making games for the PlayStation 5. We just keep them. And that might change something maybe. But maybe these companies, they'll get insidious and, remember, we used to have batteries, SIM cards, and SD card slots. They might get insidious and say,
none of that. Took away the headphone jack.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's the thing. With it also, people have to reject consumerism. Capitalism has to realize there can never be an infinite return. Like,
there's a ceiling to capitalism.
There's a ceiling. Like, there's not infinite money in the world. Yeah. So, like, you can't have year-over-year gains in your company's returns all the time.
And you need me to buy stuff. Right. Warren Buffett's not buying stuff.
Exactly.
He's buying stocks. But I'm buying an iPhone. That doesn't make sense when you say it out loud. But that's what's happening, right? Like, we, the consumers, are liking this. We're the ones that's buying it.
And we're in charge of it. Like, the companies don't make money if we don't spend it. So it's like, you got to realize your power and realize your power and reject consumerism where you can. Otherwise, we're going to stay in the cyberpunk dystopian hellscape forever. So please, hold on to your iPhone for more than a year.
Or your Android phone.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know it takes new photos. I know I look at the reviews just like everyone.
It's diminishing returns. Like, it is. The camera is as good as the camera's going to get.
I tell myself every day this 15 Pro Max is good enough.
It is.
It is.
You are enough.
Thank you. I am enough.
So, with that, stop buying a new phone every year. Hold it down. Consumers got the power.
But let us know what you think, how we could get out of this.
Exactly.
What are your ideas?
Know your ideas in the comments.
How do we get out of here?
We want to hear what you got to say about getting out of the cyberpunk dystopian hellscape. So
save us.
Save us. We'll see you on the next one.
Save us, viewers. You're our only hope.
You're our only hope. Peace. See you on the next one.
We out.